Hello and welcome to the 14th episode of this is Total War Legendary Shogun 2 Let's Play. And call me Mr. Mistake, because I've made a mistake. I forgot to start recording earlier. But yeah, basically, last episode we captured this fortress. And yeah, now we are starting this episode with the attack of the enemies. They are now trying to take this fortress from us again. But of course we'll not let that happen. We have an absolutely insane garrison to defend this fortress, so that's awesome. Let's just try to keep our immortal general alive and also the men that fought with him, his most loyal subjects. And other than that, the strategy will just be to protect the towers. The towers are absolutely insane in this mod and especially on this map. So let's just put a few units on the capture points of the towers. And yeah, the enemy can't really attack from here. They will have to attack from the red area, somewhere around here. So yeah, we'll likely put most of our units into position that covers this point. Okay, let's compare the Matchlock Samurai to the Matchlock Monks. These have 30 and 50, these have 20 and 50. Okay, the Matchlock Monks seem to have a little bit better stats. 10 more reload skills, so we'll try to use them right here. I think this is the same position where the enemy used their guns on in the last battle. This is also a very interesting position. You could also set up guns here if the enemy starts climbing up, but I mean here the building kind of blocks, so they would not be too effective. Anyway, I think, yeah, this honestly, I think those units will just be enough to defeat all of the enemies, but we'll see. Let's make sure that nobody is stuck in the ground. Yeah, I think everything should be fine. Let's start. Okay, interesting. The enemy is attacking from 2 points. From this point and also from this point, pretty much. And they will pretty much meet in the middle, in the same spot, kinda, just a little bit different angles. Okay. Yeah, having guns here is very good. Could also set up a few guns here, but yeah, even better it would be if we would set up guns here. So let's put those samurai into this position. And let's see, how many archers have they got here? So actually here they only have spearmen, Yari Kumi, which is really good for us, because they will not be able to shoot at our units that are chilling here. However, here they have a bunch of archers, yeah. So that kinda makes me think, maybe I should actually try to retreat and charge forward once they climb up. Even though we have this insane tower, maybe I want to do that. I think I will try to bait them. It's a very interesting looking clan with the colors. Okay, let's just try to get more units outside, because that's the position from which they will attack. We have all the samurai units outside already. Okay, good. Let's also get a few Ashigaru outside. Can keep 1 unit here. Didn't really think about the bows. Let's just put them into this position. Okay, these guns have already started firing. They have 1 kill. Nice. Oh, and it seems like they lost a few men. They only have 146 out of 160. That's a little bit weird. Oh, here. What is that? I don't know. Maybe it was a bug and they just randomly died because... Oh, I think because this gate exploded. Because the gate is open in Shogun 2. When the gate is open, it opens pretty much every time you load in. Then the gate is opened. And basically it explodes. And I guess that explosion, it killed the people that were here, so... That's good to know. Next time when the gates are open, I don't want to have my units placed near the gate. Okay. And here they're actually just marching in, makes sense. Okay, this tower... I mean, honestly, I'm kind of thinking about giving up this tower. I think this should be fine, honestly. Yeah, it's fine. Next time I will just burn it in this situation. But I mean, this way it will kill a bunch of enemies. That's actually pretty good. Can still activate Rapid Volley. And it shouldn't be able to deal too much damage to our units that are in this position, for example. They should also start firing now, as I give the order. Perfect, let's activate Rapid Volley. We have this unit fighting here. I mean, yeah, I think it's fine to have that unit there, because there are no archers that can shoot at it. That's fine. Even though it's surrounded, it will do very well. Let's activate all of the abilities. We can keep rapid advance for when the fatigue becomes very problematic. Then we can use rapid advance to reduce the first fatigue. Okay, this is not too good. I should have some units here guarding this position. Let's charge forward. Let's tell the guns to shoot. Sometimes you have to tell them to shoot so that they shoot. Oh, nice volley. But we have a few enemies climbing up. Okay, only like 15 guys maybe. That's okay. But now we have to commit more and more units. Can put this Ashigaru unit into the spear square formation. We can use Inspire, our general, on the guns. And yeah, the guns, these monks should be able to beat the Ashigaru that have climbed up. Good. Let's use Warcry here. Can use Inspire on the monks. And these men here will be able to fight well. They will be able to take out a bunch of enemies, so that is not a problem that we have them isolated there. Now we have more enemies climbing up, but they are just archers. Still, I don't really want too many of them climbing up, so let's try to stop them. And yeah, now the enemies are just getting destroyed right here. And honestly, in this match, the towers are not too important because they are both neutral. That's very funny. Normally, I would say on these maps, the towers are the strongest thing, but in this particular situation, I just felt like this is better to use the guns that we have instead of the towers. I think that is fine. Okay, nice. And yeah, we don't really need to get a bunch of kills with those units here. The guns will do that for us. And the archers are also firing, and they are actually getting a few kills. And as I've already said multiple times in this mod, the archers are really weak. Especially compared to the base game, where the archers can rack up higher numbers of kills. In this mod, they have very low damage and they don't kill a lot. However, against low armor enemies, they can at least get a few kills, so that's good. Okay, at this point, the enemies, they are just getting destroyed. And I think I might just do a little bit of a cut. Yeah, I will do a little bit of a cut until something big happens, because for now it will just be this chill defense. And yeah, I will do a little cut right here. Okay, here we are back in the battle. At this point we have killed a bunch of the enemies. Not a lot are left. Let's just have a little bit... let's just watch how they're getting destroyed by the archers a little bit. It's looking really good. The enemy is actually firing at our archers with this unit. However, luckily this wall is blocking a bunch of the enemy arrows. And all of the casualties we are taking here, they are just garrison units. So it doesn't really matter, honestly. Garrison units, they you don't really care about them, honestly. Because they are just replenished instantly. After every battle you fight, garrison units will instantly get replenished in Shogun 2. That's just how it works in Shogun 2. Okay, maybe we can tell these guns to start shooting. Oh, actually we don't have anybody here in this position. Okay, maybe we can put the guns in that position, but I think I will just send the samurai out to destroy the enemy. I mean, I could even send the general out. It's a little bit risky to send him outside. Okay, I will not do it. Just to not take any unnecessary risks right now. I need my general to replenish. Let's tell the guns to shoot. The enemy general is absolutely getting shot to pieces. Perfect. He has the hold firm ability activated, so he will fight to the bitter end. And here we can use all the abilities with the samurai retainers. As you can see, they have 327 kills, and actually now the tower is firing. This tower will do a bunch of damage. Unfortunately, it will also do a bunch of friendly fire, so I will not use the rapid volley ability with the tower. Okay, the general has fallen. Okay. At this point, the battle is pretty much won. I will just try to kill as many as possible. And we'll be right back on the campaign map. Okay, here we are, back on the campaign map. The battle was pretty good, of course. They still have a few remaining, 486. That means that, yeah, they will have an army remaining and they will not be wiped out. That is normally good because then we can get more experience for the general. However, considering how weak our force here is, it will be tough to beat them and to hunt them down, but we'll see. They are getting reinforcements. And wow, okay, a bunch of enemy forces coming into our lands. That's interesting. Very not nice. Ambitious wife. -1 to loyalty if general or to honor if daimyo. My love, we can do so much better. Damn, that's a bad wife. No, we don't want that. And that would be our daimyo. So that would decrease his honor, which would be very bad. Honor is very important in Shogun 2. So let's not do that. Okay, Nasu is also in a bad situation with the public order. Okay, let's see what has happened here. Heralding with spring. Spring has come. The people have toiled throughout the winter to ensure that our coffers remain filled, reinforcing the strength of the clan. In honor of the efforts and of the flowering of a cherry blossom, we will arrange festivities for the people. Inspired endeavors, plus 25% wealth generated by buildings across all provinces. It costs us 2,500. Or diligence is insufficient. It is their duty to push themselves to their limits for the good of the clan. Minus 25% to the construction time across all provinces. This is quite interesting. Question is basically, do we even make more money if we take this? Do we? I mean, in 4 turns, I assume we would make more money than 2,500. However, I don't think we would make like a big profit with this. And it is also it costs us. It has an opportunity cost because we would lose 2,500 immediately. I would prefer to take the Taskmaster because we are also building a bunch of buildings at the moment. Let's see, because they want to get a bunch of more farms going. I don't know if this also affects the buildings that are already being built. I actually don't think so, so that's a little bit unfortunate. Maybe we should wait 1 turn, then we can upgrade this. Okay, let's see. If we upgrade 1, and then we wait 1 turn, we would have like 6,900. That would not be enough, so we have to wait. Okay, the next turn I will upgrade this so that we will be able to recruit very strong units. So let's have a look at the public order here. So it's -5. If we just exempt the province from taxes, it will be O next turn because we have -13 because of resistance to invaders. However, every turn it will become better. We will lose a little bit of this unrest, and that means that next turn we will have 0 unrest, and that's absolutely fine. Then no rebellion will happen. And I also saw a bunch of enemy units moving through our land here and moving through this forest. This forest is kind of unfortunate. They can really move through this forest without us seeing them. Also, okay, here's another Shiba army. That is no problem. We can defend that. Here we also have garrison. Here we have decent garrison. Here we have garrison. I feel like the most vulnerable position at the moment is this province. And I did also see the enemy moving through this forest, so I will try to reinforce this province with 3 Yari Ashigaru, or Yarikumi. To be more exact. Okay, perfect. Now let's have a look. Here, we have a bunch of options for buildings. This building is good, plus free food. It's really good, even though it does cause a little bit of unhappiness. We will be able to get rid of that unhappiness quickly over time. Also, we are going to build a Sakuden, so that's helping against unhappiness. Okay, now this is really interesting, the Ashigaru Master Field. It would enable us Naginata Kumi and Kari Katana Kumi. However, these units, they are not really a lot better than normal Yari Kumi, so that's not really worth it. I don't know what happens when you upgrade it, but I think we need other things. That's for sure. So what we now want is not the local school. That could also be good. Increases tax rate, improves Bushido rates, at which Bushido is mastered. But instead we want not the samurai field, instead the market. Here is the market. This will enable us to recruit a Metzger, and the Metzger increases tax rates a lot. However, we also still want to build this armory ground next turn. Right, or maybe it's interesting. Maybe I could wait a little bit more of that and instead build a bunch of more economical buildings to get the eco going. That would also be an argument. Yeah, let's just do that, honestly. A little bit greedy, because the longer we wait with upgrading this, the longer we are waiting with getting our strong units here. And actually now we can also get Teppukumi, basically our guns, and these will be very helpful, very strong. But they are not as strong as they are in fortresses, of course. There they are the strongest. Okay, but we still have one building that we can build here. Let's think a little bit. The garrison here is absolutely insane. Honestly, we do not need the town watch. So we kind of want something economical or something that enables us to get an agent. We could get a Buddhist temple. It would increase the conversion rate to Buddhism. At the moment, we don't really need that, because this province is 100% Shinto Buddhism, and there's no Christianity close, as far as I know. So we don't really need that. However, we could recruit a monk, and the monk can be used to increase the morale of an army or demoralize enemy armies. So there's an argument to be made. Another option is the school, to increase the tax rate and the rate at which all arts are actually mastered. Also increases morale of Yari Ashigaru, funnily enough. Only Yari Ashigaru by 0.1. That is actually pretty good, as we of course are using a bunch of Yari Ashigaru. But the same is with the Buddhist temple. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with the Buddhist temple, just because the monk can definitely be helpful in some situations. But it's kind of tough, honestly. Yeah, okay. The thing is, at some point I will need a monk. And this province is not too wealthy, so I will just get the monk here. Because the increase of tax rate, which the school provides, will be better in provinces that are more rich. I mean, mostly Miyagi could use that. But honestly, when comparing the different provinces, this province is not too bad with the 2134. But it's also the only option we have at the moment to get a monk. It's kind of tough. What will I do? Okay, let's just do it. Let's go for the monk. I mean, honestly, you could argue for both. I think both is possible. None is really bad. So I think you don't have to break your head over that decision. So I will not break my head. Let's just try to get more buildings going. Let's get the economy going. Yeah, every field does reduce the Ashigaru build limit, so we will just get less and less Ashigaru. But that's okay, we'll have to get a few more Samurai, a few more Teppukumi instead of only Yarikumi, and then we'll be fine. Okay, so we pretty much have no money left at this point. We don't want to upgrade this because of the Christianity spread. For example, in those provinces with harbors, there we will want the Buddhist temple also. Oh man, it's okay. I mean, we have like 3 provinces where we get the Buddhist temple. Okay. Once we upgrade those docks. Okay, anyway. Actually, okay, damn, I changed my mind. For some reason, I'm thinking about the school because I just want that extra tax rate. Let's see, where is the school? Where are you hiding, school? Oh no, this is too expensive. Wow. The school is actually pretty expensive. So I would have to cancel the field so that we are able to get the school. Damn, decisions. I think in that case, actually, the monk is better. The Buddhist temple is better, considering that we would have to cancel another building for that. Okay, 10 years later, now decisions have been made. Okay, let's have a look at the strategic situation, the military situation. So here's an enemy army. It will attack Nasu or maybe Shirakawa. We have units here, we have a good garrison here. Everything is fun, everything is good. We should be fine here. Here we also have a few units, only one actually. That's a little bit tough. Okay, we do have the strong garrison here. Okay, it's fine. Here we have a strong garrison as well. We will continue playing defensively for now. However, soon, once we get our strong units here, we will go into the offensive and take a few provinces that are easy to take for now. Also, when talking about the victory conditions, let's have a look. So here in the summary, victory conditions, we need a total province number of 100, which is quite a lot. We only have 8 at the moment. And at the moment, we also have 0 of the 29 victory provinces that we need. And basically, the victory provinces, as far as I remember, yeah, they are close to Kyoto. Basically, we have to become Shogun, capture and hold Kyoto before the end of the year 1600. And we have to hold 100 provinces, including the following. Okay, so as far as I know, they are pretty much located in this area. So kinda, you can see on the map, here is Kyoto. And then we'll need like, I think like those provinces here and all those provinces here. And we'll basically capture all of this. And then we will likely not even have 100. We will need to capture like all of this maybe as well. Like until that point, we'll have to capture everything. Maybe it was a mistake to go for a long campaign. Maybe I should have taken a short campaign. Maybe at some point I will just slow this campaign down. At the moment I'm doing 1 episode per day, which is a lot. But maybe yeah, we'll just slow it down a little bit because at some point it might become a bit too much. We'll see. For now we'll just play and that's all that matters. Okay. At this point we can pretty much end the turn, but first I wanted to have a look at my agents. However, the game says I do not have any agents. That is a little bit weird. I thought I had a shinobi. Maybe shinobi was... I remember. The shinobi was taken out by an enemy Metzger. Okay, that's fine. Then we'll just rebuild the shinobi. Haha. Let's rebuild the shinobi here. Perfect. Okay. Okay, and we can have a look here. What options do we have? Plus 3% to the agent's critical success chance. Plus 2 to subterfuge when assassinating. This is actually really strong. And this is plus 1 subterfuge when sabotaging buildings. That is pretty much useless. You mainly want to sabotage armies or assassinate enemies. You don't want to sabotage buildings. And plus 9% to the chance that ninja will avoid detection when unsuccessful. That is actually pretty good. That will keep the ninja alive more, I would say. However, this is just better. Let's go for that. Okay, now we can just end the turn. I think we are at war with everybody. Yes, everybody that we have noticed so far and met. Okay, let's end the turn. Okay, so yeah, this is a pretty interesting campaign, I would say. We have definitely fought a lot of battles over the time, over the course of this campaign. Just while playing the campaign, we had a lot of battles. Okay, they actually decided to attack Nasu. Good. And now we'll be attacked by 2 armies here. That is no problem. Okay, actually, they do have a bunch of professional Naginata Shigaru and professional Katana Shigaru, which are definitely pretty good, but the guns should carry us in this battle. The archers are luckily only Yumikumi, but still, I mean, high numbers of archers can always be dangerous, especially in fortress battles. And they actually have a good number of units here as well. So this will actually be a very bloody battle. I assume I will have to also use my standard units and my general. But yeah, they also have a few cavalry units, so going out of the general is dangerous, as this general here and the cavalry units, as well as this general, might collapse on our general. But let's just get into it and let's see what we can do. Okay, here we are on the battlefield. Let's do the standard strategy of getting everybody into the highest layer of the fortress. Now, okay, the enemy will have to attack from this side, which is really good, meaning we can just put our guns into this position. And then we will put our katana retainers, samurai retainers outside of the castle. Okay, we do not want the enemy to climb up, so let's just have them here and stop the enemy from climbing up if they try to. The problem in this battle kinda is that they do have a reinforcing army, meaning that their main force will attack from this red area. However, their reinforcing army could also attack from this area right here into the back of our formation, and then it would be very tough. But yeah, we don't really know what's going on at the moment. We know their main force, or the first army, which is actually a smaller force, will attack us from this side. So let's just start the battle and let's just see from where the reinforcing army will come from. Depending on the position of the reinforcing army, we'll have to readjust our units. As always on this map, our guns are beginning the first volley. And unfortunately, as also it happens many times, these Yari units outside are getting shot. Let's try to get them in the castle. Let's get our general closer. And let's scout from where the reinforcing enemy army is coming from. Okay, I'm not really seeing reinforcing enemy army. Okay, enemy is charging us with the cavalry. However, the cavalry will just get shot into absolutely small pieces. Let's use the heroic assault ability to make our units move faster. This way we can run our Ashigaru inside. And actually we don't really need any units here. We just need to protect the position where our guns are, meaning this position here, so that they can't climb up where our guns are. They can climb up here, that's no problem. We can just set up here and defend with units. Where are the enemy reinforcements coming from? Uh-oh. Okay, I'm not seeing them yet. Maybe they're coming from the trees. Yeah, our general is getting attacked. Let's retreat him. Let's use Inspire on the guns. The enemy is just brutally charging into our formation here. The samurai are holding in a weird formation, but it's nice for us. The guns will do all of the work, as pretty much always in these situations. Okay. Okay, I'm seeing... Okay, now I'm seeing them here. The enemy army. The white army is coming. Perfect, they are attacking from a very similar position. So, I mean, it's not perfect, but it's okay. Okay, now our Ashigaru here are getting attacked by enemy archers. We have to retreat. Luckily, those Yari samurai are also going for our samurai here. That is perfect. Let's use war cry to reduce stats and enemy morale. Let's again use war cry. Let's activate rapid volley. The tower is able to shoot into this position actually, so he is actually, or the tower is actually getting a bunch of kills. This is very good. And you can see a balanced power bar, as in pretty much all of these siege battles, is very far in the enemy's favor. However, that doesn't matter too much when they are not able to use all of the power that they have. They're just pretty much using the units in a way that makes them very weak. Just sending everybody into like one of our samurai units doesn't really help. Doesn't really make a difference. Instead, they should try to climb up and stop our guns from firing, of course. But luckily the AI is not smart. So there are situations where the AI will just pretty much attack you like this, and it will be very helpful for you. Okay, so yeah, our guns will just shoot the enemy into pieces, while our samurai will hold on for as long as they can. And we just have to be a little bit careful always as a player. We don't want the enemy AI to attack us from any different positions, which sometimes can happen. Of course, you always have to be careful and see from which positions the enemy army is coming from, if they are splitting themselves up. But in this case, we can be certain that they are not really doing it. But of course, actually, yeah, this reinforcement army is kind of doing it. They have one force coming in from this side and one force coming in from this side. So we'll see what happens there. Okay, the fact that the enemy has taken this tower is actually pretty bad. I maybe should have burned it actually now that I think about it. But it's okay. The tower will mainly fire into our units outside the castle, maybe also into our guns. But I think it will also do a bunch of friendly fire for now, so it's fine at the moment. Okay, these samurai here, they're not really doing anything, but we don't need them to do anything, honestly. We just need our guns to do everything. We don't even need them to charge into the enemy forces here, because we just want them to survive, and we'll just send our units in wave after wave. Okay, this unit has to retreat, as you can see. One guy just got shot here, another guy got shot by the matchlock tower. So another guy got shot. We can't have units in this position anymore, except the guns, they have to be here. And I think they are pretty safe in the position that they are in. So yeah, but we shouldn't move anybody else into that position, let's remember that. Okay, now the white force is coming. These professional Naginata Kumi, they look very interesting. They have, and also the sword guys. No, actually they aren't professional, at least not these guys. They're just Kari Katana Kumi. And these are also just Naginata Kumi. Where are the professional ones? Here. They have like a mix of samurai armor and of Ashigaru armor. So they do look very interesting. We'll see them in a bit. He was able to use Inspire on the samurai. Perfect. Now they are holding. Let's get the general close to make them hold even longer. We can also use Hold Firm to make them be unbreakable. Unfortunately, we'll likely lose a few general's bodyguards unit because of the tower. Possibly, but we will see. Maybe we can actually stop that from happening. Actually, now enemies are climbing up here. That's annoying. Let's maybe move the guns for now. Let's use Heroic Assault to make everybody move faster. Nice, the Hold Firm ability did reach those samurai here. Fortunately, it did not reach those guys, but that's okay. Maybe we can try to move a little bit more into that position to stop them from climbing up. And we kind of want to attack those Yari guys that have come up, because they are taking out our guns. But we have to be careful. Oh no, the game just crashed. Okay, we are back. So basically we did the battle and we are in a pretty similar spot. This time it went even a little bit better, because I realized it's pretty smart to hold this tower as long as you can, because it fires into those enemies here very effectively. And also this time I was able to hold the enemies outside the castle for longer. Okay, damn, those units ran away. And therefore the guns were able to do more. I think I would even commit a non-garrison unit to hold the enemies outside. I will also attack with this Ashigaru unit to, again, hold the enemy outside of the castle. At least in this position I want to have them not come in, but here I can fight them off because the guns will be able to continue firing. Let's also use a few abilities like Heroic Assault. Let's also use Hold Firm. Oh damn, I didn't reach this unit. Okay, it's okay. Let's charge in to keep the enemies from climbing up. Here we will just fight them. Could also put this archer unit into this position to fire at those enemies, and I will actually do that. Normally you don't really want the archers to be in those positions in this mod, because They are not very accurate, they will not do a lot, and they will also do a bunch of friendly fire. But in this situation, the enemies are in a situation where they can easily be shot, pretty much, so I will just do that. Okay, the general is continuously trying to help the units with different abilities and the influence that increases morale. Let's also use second wind. Oh damn it, it also did not reach that unit which I wanted it to reach, but we can use rapid advance to get rid of the fatigue for now. And yes, battle is actually going really well. This tower can also fire. Let's use rapid volley. And again, I did forget to try and fix this cannon sound with the professional Yumi Ashigaru, but I will just stay away as far from them as possible so that the sound won't become too loud. Also, I realized that when I zoom in, it increases the chance of the game crashing, so I will have to be a little bit careful, especially in those big battles with a lot of different effects. So yeah, I will be a little bit careful. Maybe this distance should be absolutely fine. Our units here are fighting very well. And the enemy does have a few archer units, yeah, actually. Like 3, 4, wow, even more units than I anticipated. And you can see, okay, actually the non-garrison units are not taking very high casualties, so this is actually going really well. Perfect. Let's use rapid volley here again. And the enemies are just piling up here and they are all getting absolutely destroyed. Wow, this unit already has 1,170 kills now. This is absolutely insane. This is awesome. And there are more enemies to take out. Perfect. The general is actually getting shot by some expert enemy archers here. They are firing the arrows in a very interesting way. They are firing them in slow-mo and they are able to hit the general. But it's okay. Yeah, this unit is actually beginning to suffer a bit. It is fighting professional Yari Ashigaru. So those are actually pretty good. They do have the long Yaris actually. Let's try to show that. Actually, okay, my bad. These guys do not have the long Yaris. They are just professional Yari Ashigaru. But there are also professional long Yari Ashigaru, which use the long Yari, and they don't have Yari wall. In this mod, no unit has Yari wall, as far as I know. And I think the modder did not want the player to abuse Yari wall against AI, which of course makes some sense, because that is what you would normally just do in Shogun 2, just always use Yari wall and absolutely destroy the enemy AI with that. So I think it's pretty reasonable that Yari wall is not in this mod. Though you can also of course bring counter arguments, because it is also a pretty nice ability and pretty iconic for Shogun 2. There's also another solution of nerfing the Yari wall, which is the case I think in the Ultimate Immersive mod, where the Yari wall seems a bit weaker to me. So yeah, that's also a possibility. And actually now we have won the battle perfect. And yeah, at this point we will be right back on the campaign map, but I will just try to show you carnage right here. Absolutely insane. Just bodies on top of each other. Insane. And what I will just try and do is run down those enemies. Okay, we'll be right back on the campaign map. We'll actually show this off really quick. It's really funny how all of the enemies are just running in this line and just getting farmed by this general just chilling here. They're just running in a line like this. It's very funny. Anyway, we'll be right back on the campaign map. Okay, here we are back on the campaign map. It was pretty much a perfect battle. We lost a few of our standard units, but it is absolutely fine. We destroyed a bunch of them, and they only have 594 remaining. So pretty much a perfect battle. Very nice. However, now we have a bunch of small enemy detachments still alive, and they do have to be taken out, otherwise they will begin raiding our provinces. It's also interesting, this pretty small enemy force is besieging us. I think I will just sally outright here. And now we also have our shinobi. Let's assassinate this enemy monk if we can. Here also is the enemy Metzger, that's a problem. The Metzger might try to take out our shinobi. However, you can only do that when our shinobi is discovered. So let's just try to move our shinobi into this position. Here he should not be discovered, but he should still be close enough to take out the enemy monk next turn. Of course, the basic rock, paper, scissor of Shogun 2 is that shinobis take out monks, Metzgers take out shinobis, and monks take out Metzgers. So yeah, that's basically how it works. And that's what you will have to keep in mind when you are trying to assassinate or take out enemy agents. Okay, so here, what do we do? How can we take out all enemies? Basically here we could just send one Ashigaru unit against this cavalry unit. But we have to be careful. Maybe another enemy army is hiding here and they might attack us if we are unable to get into the fortress next turn. Okay. Yeah, I think it is the smartest to just send a general with like a few units to hunt down these guys here and one unit to destroy this. Let's see. Okay, we will just send the weakest unit after the cavalry because it will win anyway. Let's firstly take out the strongest enemy force, this one. It's actually a pretty strong force, 2 Yari Samurai and 1 Kachi Samurai. Anyway, let's get into the fight. Okay, here we are on the campaign, or to be more exact, on the battle map. Let's just think about how to attack the enemy. So we do kinda want trees to give us cover against enemy archers. So let's just try to attack through this direction. There we have a few trees. Hopefully they will be close by. Okay, yeah, they're actually set up on that hill, which I did see as a possibility. That's a little bit tough, but it's okay. We do have a little bit of tree cover here. And we also have range, so the enemy will not be able to use fire arrows, which is pretty important, because fire arrows are actually really strong generally in Shogun 2. They increase the damage of the arrows. Okay, let's actually increase the speed, and I will actually do a little cut right here until we are closer. Okay, so basically we are pretty close to enemy now. What I will try to do is to lure the enemy archers closer, and then we will charge them. That is the strategy. They might now start attacking the Ashigaru. When they do that, we will just charge. It seems like they are focusing on the Ashigaru, possibly. Well, actually, I think they're still focused on the general. This is a classic strategy of Shogun 2 of baiting enemy units. Normally you would have archers and then you would fire into the enemy. But now we will just bait them into our charge. Okay, let's see. Once they fire, we will rush them. Okay, they are firing now. Let's rush. Bunch of casualties. No, okay, we don't want the units to overlap like that actually. Okay, this should be good now. Okay, not perfect. Try to spread out the units. And actually we should just charge with the general, so that's a mistake by me. Oh yeah, oh my god, we're suffering so many casualties. No. No. Yeah, okay, I should have just charged with the general, honestly, that's my bad. Okay. Hopefully not another volley. Yes, not another volley. Then we will actually do a better charge. Come on, let's get a good charge going. Let's inspire our units. We don't really care about the enemy Yari Samurai, which are really good against cavalry, because the general is just really strong. Look at the stats. Also use hold firm. 40 melee attack, 63 defense. We will maybe lose like a few men, but we'll not lose a lot of the general anyway, so we don't have to retreat him immediately. Okay, we lost one general's bodyguard unit. Maybe at this point we can retreat him to try and get a good charge. Try to surround the enemy. The enemy still has one spear unit in the back that will likely attack at any point. Let's try to get into the archers with the charge. We'll still take out a bunch of Yari Samurai as well. Okay, nice, the archers have been broken. Maybe we can also break the Yari Samurai now. Of course, the other enemy unit is also coming in, but it's okay. I do think we should though try to face them with the Yari Shigaru now. Other units fatigued? No, they are still fresh. General already has 126 kills. Can have a look at the battle from a close perspective. Nice, we just took out one Yari Samurai. Our Yari Ashigaru actually do have better stats than the Yari Samurai at this point, because we do have a bunch of buffs and better experience. However, they do have less armor than the Yari Samurai. And they do actually have a little bit less defense, but they do have more attack. Okay, at this point, let's try to retreat the general and do another charge. And of course, as I already said earlier in other videos, you can't lose your general until he has lost half the men that he started the battle with. And considering that the general started with 50, he can only die when there are only 25 left. So at this point, he cannot die. So what we're doing is absolutely safe. Okay, now the question is, where do we charge? In what unit do we charge? Let's just charge into this unit. Would kind of make sense to try and charge into the weaker unit, because then we could break it faster and then break the last remaining unit. But maybe we can just break this unit because it is in a better position to charge. Okay, perfect. Nice. Okay, we'll be right back on the campaign map. Actually, another funny thing I want to show is how quickly these samurai can run. This is because they have the rapid advance ability activated. Run, run. Okay, now it stopped and now they are just getting caught easily. This rider just decided to not take out this Yari. Oh, actually, what? He died. Wow, this was insane. It was like, aha, you missed me, but then the rider said you are already dead. Then he exploded. Okay. Yeah, let's be right back on the campaign map. Okay, so in the end only 2 enemy remained, which is not enough. They will now completely be destroyed. We actually lost a high number of men. It is because I made a mistake. I should have charged into the enemy archers with the general. I should have not even thought about trying to bait the enemy. I mean, maybe I could have baited him a little bit, but after that I should have just charged him with the general, because the general in this mod is absolutely insane. He would have lost a lot of units, and then I could have used the Ashigaru to encircle the enemy. But for the next time. I know that. That is the important thing. When you make a mistake, you should try to learn from it, of course. Okay, so now I will just take out this army. Perfect. We will not be able to get back into the castle, but it's okay. We'll take out this and then we'll get back into the castle. I will also do this battle now, but this I will not show at all because I want to try and continue with the campaign, so we'll be right back. Okay, I actually want to kind of show off this charge. Let's go. I changed my mind like the 10,000th time. 10,000th. Okay, let's go.
Our general is in grave danger.
A really nice charge, and yeah, this is how you are supposed to actually use the general, because the general is insanely strong in this mod,
A glorious victory will soon
especially
be yours.
when you tag him to be strong with the skill points. You can also use all of those abilities to buff him up even further. Look at those insane stats. Anyway, that's it of this little battle. We'll be right back on the campaign map. Okay, so we only lost one of our general's bodyguard. We destroyed pretty much all enemies, and this really shows you how strong general is in this mod, and that when you try to protect him and not use him alone, then it can actually be worse and then he might suffer more. You just want to try and get the best charges off. You just have to be careful of guns and of enemy cavalry. That is honestly pretty much the two things you have to be careful of. Artillery maybe can also be dangerous, but I have not yet faced artillery in this mod. So yeah, pretty nice. Even more experience for the general. At this point, yeah, we'll just stay there. Next turn we'll get back into the fortress. Actually, we cannot take out this cavalry, but it's actually not really a problem because it is not even in our province, so it will not be able to raid us. Okay, perfect. We do have a bunch of money. We do, of course, want to spend that. Yeah, we want to wait for the skill points we have for that general. Let's firstly... Okay, the next turn I will take out the enemy monk, of course. But for now, we'll just upgrade the fields to increase our food supply and to also increase our economy in the long run. All of this food will come in pretty soon and really make our economy become really strong. Every turn we are getting like plus 14 growth at the moment in every province, which would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 times 14 is 112. 112 money we get every turn, basically extra. However, you have to consider that not everything is taxed, because the taxes are actually pretty low, only 24% taxes, so we do want to try and increase the taxes. For example, we actually don't want to tag into this. This is a mistake by me. It would increase the stats of the Ashigaru, but this is not really necessary. Plus 1 defense is negligible. So let's actually try to get a few other tags. I kind of want Sumo tournament. Plus 2% clan rate tax rate. Actually, this would be really good. Minus 15% to the cost of constructing castles. I've not yet constructed a lot of castles, but soon I want to upgrade those castles. I mean, okay, honestly, I think only this level is called castles, so I think the other upgrades do not count. They are not cheaper. So I actually do not want to get this yet, if I understand this correctly. So yeah, okay, then I will actually do something different. Let's see. Yeah, then I will go for Sumo tournament. Plus 1 clan rate happiness and plus 2% clan rate tax rate. Minus 1 food, but that's okay. Okay. And then we will also look to get Way of the Swords to make our katana wielding units very strong. Basically our Kenshi samurai, which are basically katana samurai. Okay. So here we will just attack. Let's do it. And they do retreat. Interesting. Okay, now we we'll just wait and see what happens. Hopefully they will not attack this province. However, this province actually has a really good natural defense with the castle, so it should be fine anyway. Let's end the turn and see what happens. Okay, the Date won peace. Of course, we cannot accept that, as we are doing the This is Total War challenge. And we have to wage total war. We cannot have peace with anybody. Of course, we can also argue that diplomacy is also part of total war. And I definitely agree. So when you're doing this This is Total War challenge, you are kinda taking away part of the gameplay. However, I do think anyway that This is Total War challenge does have its interesting gameplay aspects. Certainly. With just all the battles and the challenge generally, you do have to think about your moves. Okay, I don't think it worked. Maybe I don't know, maybe try to demoralize. Oh no, he actually tried to incite a rebellion. Okay, it failed. Demoralized. The army was demoralized. That's not good. Our dismissal of the efforts made by our people in service of the clan has led to widespread dissension. Okay, this kind of makes sense. Yeah. Okay, so basically we decided to take the Taskmaster, but actually another event can come after you take that, and it depends on the decision you have made. And because I decided to not give the people any breaks, now they have become unhappy, which makes sense. But honestly, it doesn't matter if they're unhappy, we are still fine. Pretty much everything is green. I mean, this is red, but it's... yeah, we can repair that, and then it is fine next turn. So also we'll get this, so it's fine. But yeah, maybe next time I will take the other thing, because there could also be another positive event that can come when you give your people a break. And I think the extra money would have also not been too bad, so even though it would have cost a little bit. Anyway, okay. Now let's see. Let's get this little force back into a stronghold. And let's put some points into assassination with this Metzger. Let's go. Hopefully he will not be discovered. He should not be discovered when he is able to take down the enemy. Let's go. Guess why not? Let's just watch this small animation. Hopefully it will be a cool one. Okay, this classic one. I mean, has this ever happened to you? I don't know. When you grab someone in your sleep and then think it's like a woman? I don't know. I think we got him. Oh yeah, he had no chance. What an idiot. What an idiot. Easy. Let's go. Okay. Very nice. Okay, actually, this forced us to have a few monks, which is interesting. We have not seen monks yet. At least, if you do not count the monks that we had, the gun monks. But except those ones, we did not see them. So that's interesting. Monks, they are, honestly, I would say monks are not too good in this mod, because they have pretty low armor. And for example, if you compare them with Naginata Samurai in this mod have pretty much the same stats with much higher armor. Also, if we compare them to the Samurai we can recruit, of course they are buffed up with the armor. But still, they have like 12 armor base. So that's just a lot better, I would say. And yeah, but of course Naginata warrior monks, they still have pretty good melee and attack and defense, so they're still a force that will inflict some casualties on you and be able to get some kills, but still I would not recommend them in this mod. Okay. We should be able to get a monk pretty soon. Perfect. Next turn. With that monk we will try to take out this Metzger that is in this army. We can see the Metzger because of the symbol. It's a symbol of an eye. And yeah, this basically means there's a Metzger in this army. And this interesting symbol over the flag, I think it's just the case that every clan has a unique symbol, normally at least in the base game, but considering that there are so many clans in this game, in this mod, some clans have the same symbols. As you can see, all of these clans have the same symbol. Maybe we can find a clan with a different symbol. Not really able to do that. But yeah, the symbol also only appears if the army is led by a general. Here we can see the symbol. Here we cannot see the symbol because we do not have a general leading those units. Anyway, what we will now do is we will actually use the fact that we have not let our people take any breaks from the work. And we will use that to make them work even more. Okay, what will we do? Maybe get a mining complex, because it will be built very quickly because we still have the taskmaster. I could still wait like 2 turns until I get this, and we would still have the taskmaster. And then instead I could look to upgrade this building here so that we can soon get some units. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. So actually we are going to wait with the mining complex, right? Because I do want some units pretty soon. I mean, I could also upgrade the roads, but no, I want to get this done so that I'm able to recruit the best units possible. Okay, so now I will end the turn, right? Because I don't think there's much more to be done this turn other than maybe upgrading a few buildings, or actually just not really doing anything in this turn. I think pretty much just repairing this building. Okay, next turn we'll get the monk. We'll just play defensive for now, as we have to. But in a few turns, more turns, like honestly, like 10 turns maybe, about 10 turns, 15 turns, maybe even 20 turns. Then it's time when we will really be able to push out, because then we'll have a good amount of samurai. They are also of the Oshu province, and this province is interestingly, I think it was like an important province of a Date clan. And of course with Date, they are kind of known as a very fearsome and offensive clan. I guess kind of because of Date Masamune, but honestly, historically speaking, I think figures like Oda Nobunaga and Toyotomi Hideyoshi, of course. Who else? Toyotomi Hideyoshi. Of course, also Tokugawa Ieyasu. Those were the ones that had a much bigger impact on Japan than Date Masamune. So I guess Date Masamune maybe is a little bit too hyped in games and all that stuff. But hey, I mean, he sounds pretty cool. A guy with only one eye and a big sword or something like that. Or a very aggressive guy and very confident guy with one sword. No, one eye. Anyway, okay. Let's end this turn and see what happens. I just want to see if I can actually increase the shinobi limit. No, I cannot. Only +1 ninjas, but those are only the ninjas that you can recruit to fight, not those guys that you can hear, not those agents that you can recruit. So I will have to get another Saka then, so that I can increase the ninja limit, which I will do in the next turn right here. Okay, let's end the turn. Let's see what happens now. Oh no, stop it, Metzger. No, no. Oh, he's dead. Oh man, no. God damn it. Oh no. Yeah, okay. Because the castle is being besieged, the buildings will not be finished. As far as I know. Damn it, our poor ninja was absolutely destroyed. Trade gained an eye for the ladies, damn it. Damn you, you should not have an eye for the ladies, man. Okay. This is interesting. It's annoying that they are just besieging us, as we are unable to build anything at this at the time we are being besieged. But we'll just have to accept it. This will be like our big stronghold, and it will be able to hold off a lot of enemy attacks. All of those enemies, they're already dead. They will not be able to reach anything there. Okay, next turn we can actually upgrade this armory fields here. Those armory fields. Perfect. And we can also now afford to upgrade. Actually, now that I think about it, I could have just upgraded this, or not this, this last turn, because anyway I would have had to wait for the next turn. So it was a little bit of a mistake, but happens of course. Okay. Than that, I can actually afford to slow. Can I? No, I cannot really. If I do that, I will not have enough to upgrade this. Yeah. Okay. Okay, good. Yeah, other than that, I think I will just end the turn. The important thing to happen now is that this enemy army, or those enemy armies here, will be crushed. And then soon we will be able to upgrade this, and soon we'll get very strong units here. These Kenji Samurai will be absolutely insane. And yeah, until then, we'll now end return and see what happens. Let's go. Okay, Vedate One Piece. Let's just say no. Okay, we now have a combined enemy force attacking us. Mainly the Yuki. They have 3 armies. 2 of them are pretty big and actually have a bunch of warrior monks, which is quite nice and interesting. And then we have another reinforcing army of the Hitachi Oda. However, we are going to fight this battle in the next episode. I hope you enjoyed, and until next time.